Tomorrow's a big day.
Is it scary?
Dear God, your presence graces the air, and soon everyone will see.
Raise your voice to me! I am your mother!
What makes a good film? A film should not only resonate to your own liking, but also have its branding appeal to you. You heard that right! A24 films are just a perfect match. Apart from how they market their films, A24 is an independent distributor that has made its name in producing artisanal and carefully selected films that feature authentic stories. Welcome to Access Multimedia Top Picks. Here are the top 10 best A24 films of all time you shouldn't be missing out. Before diving on to that, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more updates. Number 10. The Killing of a Sacred Deer. The Killing of a Sacred Deer is a story about a cardiac surgeon who secretly met and befriends a guy. He then introduced this guy to his family who fall mysteriously ill. Odd things happen as their lives suddenly changed for the worst. You might find this film a little on the weird side, but that's an introduction of what A24 films look like. The Killing of a Sacred Deer is concerned with fate, cosmic punishment of arrogance, and a little reminder about the Greek tragedy. Taken on the modern impression, this is where we get to the title. You learn that a certain character wrote an A+ essay on Iphigenia, a Greek myth that centers on the killing of a sacred deer by a Greek leader, Agamemnon. This film might make you think on how consequences will answer you back, of how it will bounce back to you after each call. Number 9. Mirari. Mirari is written and directed by Lee Isaac Chung, sincerely narrating his childhood as part of a Korean family setting in rural Arkansas. Mirari is a green leafy vegetable popular in Korean cooking, and it's the symbol and the metaphor used to describe what this film is all about. The overall journey is all about the struggle of this Korean family trying to search and live their American dream. They put together all their efforts to sustain life, connect with people, and be able to improve their current status. This is a story of getting to the business world while navigating life itself, the resilience of family, the new discovery, and the new meaning of what really makes a home. Number 8. Moonlight. Moonlight is a film that is also a symbol of one's innermost self. This Barry Jenkins 2016 coming-of-age drama is one of the most unforgettable films of all time, because it is a semi-autobiographical story of the playwright Terrell Alvin McCraney and his life experiences coming to his queer identity and growing up in the neighborhood of Miami, Florida. This story is divided into 3 stages of his life and a search of his true identity in each part. With those 3 stages combined, it gives out a message about realizations to oneself. One of the most vital ingredients to help viewers get insight of the title is that the word moonlight is mentioned as many as they can in the movie, but it's also their symbol. In the moonlight, black boys are blue, referring to society's common stereotypes of black American people, rough, violent, and the constant display of masculinity. On the other hand, the color blue symbolizes relief from such expectations. The film encourages all of us to understand our inner nature and realize who we are and to live openly as that person. Number 7. Saint Maud. Saint Maud is the story of a young nurse who loses herself in religious fanaticism together with her patient, Amanda, an atheist who is fighting her terminal cancer diagnosis. Maud resides in the dark. She speaks directly to God, which made it effective and reasonable through the movie's imagery. It sometimes transmits her communications through a voiceover that make her sound like a devoted person. Maud's devotions become creepier as she convinces herself that there is something more and something bigger planned for her, like saving Amanda's soul. But in that event, God doesn't respond to Maud. She just feels his presence and ecstasy that it overwhelms her, almost swallowing her whole. Number 6. Lady Bird. This coming-of-age comedy drama film directed by Greta Gerwig is about a girl named Christine McPherson who goes by the name of Lady Bird. Lady Bird is dreaming of finally leaving her hometown and finally pursuing to have a different life in a big city. With the troubles she faced with her current status at school and their family dilemma, she has to find an alternative way to survive it all and still make it happen. Lady Bird is a story about discovering different versions of you, of how relationships affect and shape you as a person, how you accept the beliefs that once defined you, and appreciating the beauty of family and a sanctuary that is home. Number 5. Uncut Gems. You might get a different Adam Sandler impression here because he has been known for pretty crass comedies in the past. Uncut Gems is a story about a Jewish-American jeweler and a gambling addict in New York City's Diamond District who must retrieve an expensive gem he purchased in order to pay his debts. This is a film where it would make you feel like you're inside a virtual reality game that centers on addiction and stress level activities. Uncut Gems will teach you that greed and selling your promise won't take you anywhere, that the world is such a place full of greediness, how value and monetary units affects us as a person, how the systems were built, and how those problematic systems exist within. Number 4. MidSummer. MidSummer is actually a breakup movie entitled Toxic Relationship. Starred by Florence Pugh and Jack Reynor, this film is a story about a couple who travels to Sweden with a group of friends and partake in a midsummer festival which only occurs once every 90 years. Terrifying things start to happen as they unexpectedly attend and find themselves in the middle of Scandinavian pagan cult. MidSummer is definitely a gory and more of a fairy tale-like theme of catharsis as it was filled with bright colors that shows a different kind of horror, highlighting the film's sun-soaked madness. Number 3. Ex Machina. Ex Machina is a directorial debut by novelist and screenwriter Alex Garland. It's about a talented programmer, Caleb, who works for a company owned by Nathan, who at the age of 13 wrote the code for Blue Book, the world's most popular internet search engine, an artificial intelligence system that accurately reflects the emotions and attitudes of human beings. The central theme revolves around artificial intelligence, of how it works and how sophisticated it can become. Aside from examining the world of AI, the film also seeks to look closely more at the definition of humanity and consciousness. Ex Machina is a retelling narrative in Frankenstein, the story of a man who creates a human in his own image but has no power of control, a man who believes that he can play God in his delusion that ends up ruining him. Number 2. The Witch. For film lovers who are fascinated with witch stories, you just hit the right spot in the game. The Witch is a 2015 period supernatural horror film written and directed by Robert Eggers. It's about an English family who were banished from a colony over a religious discourse. Their family built a farm near a large, secluded forest. One day, a baby who was part of their family suddenly disappeared and soon revealed that a witch stole this unbaptized kid, killing him and serving him as a sacrifice to make a flying ointment. Eggers has fashioned his spirit drama into a new way of thinking in a modern retelling way. It magnifies the horror in an aspect where children are sacrificed, families crumble under evil spells, and how people are bewitched through time and innocence. Number 1. Hereditary. This massive Ariaster hit circles themes and pure realism, surrealism, and fantasy. Hereditary is a film that you can't describe in detail because there's a lot of things going on. Hereditary revolves around a family who is haunted by a mysterious presence after the death of their grandmother. This type of horror thriller film genre is not very much reliant on jump scares or other horror cliches, but rather has a slow and crawling build-up to what viewers come to learn is the inevitable fate of the Graham family. It is one of the most intelligent and disturbing horror movies that grace the modern screen. It can personally turn your grief into a roller coaster of twisted tale of familial horror, which will totally haunt your psyche. Aster is known to delve into unsettling places in his works, which culminates wonderfully into many grueling scenes in the film. So that was it for today's video. Which from these films appeal to you? Let us know through the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Access Multimedia for more brutally creative content. Thanks for watching.